oven roasted tomatoes, the best oven roasted tomatoes in fact, and today I am draping them and drizzling them over some burrata, which is creamy and open and basically my alternative labneh feta base for the summer. First rule of Tomato Club is a serrated knife always, so it doesn't pull the skin of the tomatoes as you slice them. I've been making oven roasted tomatoes for years, and for a long time I would fastidiously lay them out, you know, sometimes in an ombre fashion, and then when it came to dress them and I had to mix them all up, I'd completely ruin it. So in my older age now, I seem to be a lot more relaxed about the laying them on the tray, because I know they're going to have a little zhuzh before we actually go in. I also really like to cut them through the middle, just get a prettier outcome. You know, it's all about the looks. Tomatoes lovingly arranged on my dish, and now we're just going to dress them. I'm going to add a clove of sliced garlic. If you have confit garlic, feel free to use it here. But because we're cooking these at a low oven, the garlic will not burn, and it's a great way to use. You just want to very thinly slice it so it just gets the mellow flavour as it all cooks together. I'm going to add marjoram. If you have it, use it. It's a very potent herb, a little bit like oregano or oregano. Which country am I in? Anyway, and you don't want to use too much. It can be slightly overpowering and floury, but it works so beautifully with the tomatoes. So I'm going to add a couple of sprigs of marjoram and then some thyme. This is lemon thyme, which I'm actually not going to bother de-sprigging. I'll pull them out afterwards, only because I'm lazy. And you can easily lift them out when you're done. I've been making oven roasted tomatoes for as long as I can remember, because I am one of those overexcited shoppers at the market and had a leftover. By the way, this is Aleppo pepper. You can use a little chili or you can use a sliced chili. Anyway, I like to oven roast my glut. It keeps in the fridge. Sometimes I pack them in oil. But then last year I made a tomato salad with a hot dressing which had capers and anchovies and chilies and garlic that cooked together, and you poured the hot dressing oil over the tomatoes, and it was amazing. And then I thought, why don't I just add those dressing ingredients to my oven roasted tomatoes? So now we have an absolute tomato party. So let's keep seasoning. Salt, obviously, but not as much salt as you maybe always see me use, just a little bit, because we have the anchovies which are packed with salt. And I know that all of you out there who are going to say you don't like anchovies, honestly, I've served them to people who hate anchovies, claim they hate anchovies, and they don't even know they're here because they melt in, and what you've got is this fantastic salty umami flavor going on. So I'm literally going to just separate them out, and we're going to stir this all together with a glug of oil in a minute. So this is not the moment to make it pretty. We're just separating them out so that they can be evenly dispersed through. And then we're going to add the garlic. And finally, some capers. I've got just enough in the bottom of this jar, which it makes it even better, because then I get to use up something else in my fridge, which is always love to do when nothing has gone to waste. Look, there's 2 more in here. Let me grab these. Okay, capers. That, I think, is all we're doing. So just gonna get a quick cloth. Now, this is where the olive oil comes in. Again, if you have garlic oil, feel free to use that. I know this looks like loads. It's not that much because it's pouring quite slowly, but really, I want the bottom of the tray to be covered with the oil. The tomatoes will release some juice as they cook, but the point of this is whether you have them with some burrata, like we're going to do in a minute, or whether you use, I often make these and just have a lovely bunch of summer salad greens, all those lovely soft leaves like the butter lettuces and just the gorgeous summer leaves. I will literally just chuck this tray of tomatoes with all the oil and some lemon, and we're done. That's it. It's all the dressing. So you want the oil to be here because it's the dressing as well as the flavour. So we just want to make sure the anchovies are dispersed both above and under the tomatoes. And the most important thing for beauty purposes only is that you make sure your halves are majority cut side up, because you want those bits to really burnish you want the top bit, the top side to kind of shrivel and caramelize around the edge as it will do in the heat. Like the rest of us, shriveled and caramelized. Okay, here we go. Let's pop them in 160 degrees for an hour, between an hour and a half, depending on the fan speed of your oven, or if you have a fan at all. Takes a bit longer without, and see you in a bit. Here they are. These absolute golden beauties, slightly burnished. The anchovies are mostly melted in. Actually just going to quickly remove those thyme sprigs. I don't know, is this a starter? Is this a main course? Is this a side? Is this what you have with the drink? Is this lunch? Doesn't matter what it is, it's really delicious. So today, for simplicity purposes, I'm going to, they're called Burratini. I've never seen them before. They're like mini burratas. How cute are they? I'm literally gonna open them up like that and let all of that creamy, oh my God, look, delicious inside, open out. And this is gonna be the base of my plate. This is like the labneh alternative. Just because this is quite rich, I'm gonna add some lemon zest. It will just lift all of this. Now we're gonna dress the plate. So, just gonna shower the tomatoes. All of this goodness is gonna just be mixed in with the burrata. And this is almost like just a cooked tomato salad. I mean, I often add these to a regular tomato salad, but to be honest, I would much rather have these and a little drizzle of the oil, because who doesn't want to lap this up with their baguette in a minute? And I'm going to garnish in my very unstylist way with a little basil, because I think someone might want a sprig or two with their tomatoes, and I'm going to add a little bit more zest on top. Oven roasted tomatoes with a little burrata. Got some lovely crispy baguette there. So I'm going to just take a little corner of my burrata. I could do this all just with my bread. I can't show you how to delicately eat it. My God, this is so good. It's like you've died and gone to heaven, tomato heaven.